Hi there, this video is looking at just a final video on inventory levels. So we've had a look at the inventory control charts and what inventory actually is and the advantages and disadvantages of finding high or low levels of inventory. We just want to make sure we've covered what the influences on the amount of inventory held are. So first of all, the production techniques that a business uses will influence the level of inventory that the business holds. So if the business is using mass production or just in time, they require different levels of stock. Mass production, flow production, you'd want to have a large quantity of raw materials there to keep the production process going. Even if there are errors at some point, you'd want to have sufficient levels of stock to keep that going, whereas just in time is a stock management technique that relies on having lower levels of stock. The reliability of your suppliers, I've mentioned this before. If your suppliers are not terribly reliable, you would want to hold a slightly higher level of stock, just in case there are any problems with your reorder. The anticipated levels of demand, these might change throughout the year. Business stock levels may change in response to that. For example, an ice cream manufacturer or shop is likely to hold much higher quantities of stock in the summer than they are in the winter. And finally, the level of finance that a firm has available. If a firm is particularly watching costs or want to reduce costs, then an improved or reduced levels of stock management can free up cash that's previously been tied up in stock management, be that in the cost of the raw materials themselves or the cost of securing those raw materials. So a few common techniques for managing stock. Anyone who works in a supermarket will be familiar with stock rotation. This is the process of bringing older stock to the front of any displays. So if you are in a supermarket and you have a look at the milk, for example, it's a highly perishable good. The supermarket wants to get rid of it while it's fresh. The new stock will be put to the back of the shelf, or the old bottles of milk will be brought forward to encourage people to buy them. So stock rotation hopefully should prevent too much wastage. And reducing wastage is another stock management technique. Obviously, the less we waste in our stock, the better our efficiency, the more our costs, and the higher our profitability. So reducing the amount of stock that is stolen through improved security, use of technology, for example, can help to reduce the pilferage levels. It's called pilfering. And better production techniques, use of machinery, etc., should reduce the amount of waste in terms of producing higher quality goods first time around, so we waste less time and stock. And just-in-time manufacturing, of course, is the ultimate in reducing your level of stock. And I've produced a video on that already. I suggest you have a look at that if you're not sure what just-in-time is or how it relates to stock management. Okay, so that's the final video on inventory levels.